the county knew that this was a cow pasture. They knew what this was going to be used for, but never ever until the day that I installed it was there any mention of not having cows on the septic field until the day that I installed it. Contact. Good after morning, everybody. The melt off is here. Woohoo! Finally. Oh man, it has been a snowpocalypse here on the Stoney Ridge Farm, and can you believe it? It's 64 degrees today. Yesterday, the low temperature was 19. Cannot believe it. So, spring is in the air. Won't be long, the honeybees will be buzzing around and all kinds of fun stuff. We've had the cows on a piece of land over here that's about 3.5 acres for nearly a month. Gosh, I think we moved them over just after Christmas, and we're in middle of February right now. It's time for them to move, and finally we've got enough thaw for them to move. So today what we're going to be doing is prepping not only to get the cows moved into this section of pasture, but I'm going to be laying out some hay bales because I'm heading out of town. I'm going to the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky, and also going to Atlanta for a sneak peek at something really cool and special from Honda. So all this stuff was last minute travel. My good buddy George is coming up, and he's going to be looking after the farm, which is something pretty cool. He'll be staying here the whole time. And it's only a quick 3-day trip. So what we got to do is get all of this poly wire, which was buried up in the snow. We got to get it all ran down to those hay bales over there and make sure that the cows don't have access to all the hay because they will absolutely destroy it. This is a pretty simple process. but it's time consuming for sure. Then we're gonna grab the TYM 574 tractor. We're gonna hook up to some hay bales, and we're just gonna strategically place them out in the field. This is bale grazing. Typically what I'll do is give one bale every 18 hours or so. So that dictates one bale one day, two bales the next day. We're gonna be gone. This is a Tuesday, so we got to feed for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I think I figured up 7 bales, 6 or 7 bales. You guys do the math for me. Let's get busy cracking away at this. I've got my fence wire. This is called poly braid, and this poly braid is ran clear down the hill all the way to the bottom to where those hay bales are. Just basically have to take my hand and manually get this out of the snow, pull it up through the snow just like that. Make sure it's all up and in place. And you can see we still got quite a bit of snow here. I've been waiting for this thaw out for days and days. I needed to move these cows a long time ago. Probably 3 weeks ago would have been best, but it is what it is. I'll just give a tug here, and it should pop on out of the snow, but it's not. So I can tell I'm gonna be riding the old struggle bus a little bit today. It's just frozen up in there, just like that. Oh, there's just no easy way to do it either. Come on, baby, get out of there. There we go. The old manual labor day. It's not hard work, but it's work, no less. You can tell very easily, and especially from the drone footage, that this area of snow is still frozen. The reason it's still frozen is because that's bare ground. This is where we put our septic system in, and we've got to pay attention and keep the cows out of the septic system. That's what the goal of what I'm doing today is. Cows out of the septic and cows off of the hay that they could consume and ruin their whole year and cost me a lot of money. Would have thought 65 degrees, it would have been easier to pull it up through the snow. A couple months ago, all of this was taken down so I could put the septic system in. All of this was dug up right here where I'm at. And I was advised to keep the cows off of the septic tank, or not the septic tank, the leach field for my septic system. You know, when we designed this, the county knew that this was a cow pasture. They knew what this was going to be used for, but never ever until the day that I installed it was there any mention of not having cows on the septic field. There was never ever any mention of that until the day that I installed it. I am not going to follow that bit of instruction. I might eat my words, but once this settles for about a year, I see no reason why I can't bring cows in. Now, I'm not going to let the cows stay here and tear the land all to pieces. They're just going to be roaming through here, so they're not going to hang out right on top of the septic system. I just don't see any reason why they can't graze it once the dirt has settled. You guys tell me what you think. Got a little drive ahead of us. We're gonna head straight down through here, and you can see there's a tree laying right here. This tree was taken down by the septic crew. Now, I have a 150 acre piece of property. Plenty of hillside up here to put this septic system in. Why we had to bring it all the way down here where I'd have to push that pretty maple over, I don't have any idea either. It's frustrating when people just don't seem to get it. They just don't seem to get it. Hey, we set this up. This building right here, we've got acres to work with. We've got all the land in the world to work with, but we've got to take and put our septic system underneath a tree, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know, you guys, if you work for the county, let me know. I don't know why, but every septic system, I've had 2 septic systems installed here. One was over there. What'd they do? I had 4 trees right next to my septic system. There was 2 poplars, and there was 2 not walnut trees, pecan trees right there. Well, they put the septic system right in where the roots of those trees would go right to it and destroy it. It makes no sense whatsoever. Again, 150 acres, man, I could put the stinking septic system on the moon. and they'd find a tree to put it around or a place where I couldn't graze. It's really silly. Let's start up and we're gonna head down here to the hay bales. What I'm doing now is just inspecting the fence line, make sure the fencing wire is all in the correct place, and I think it's gonna be. This is kind of pulled tight. We need to loosen that up just a little bit. We'll come back through here and make an adjustment to that in a little bit. Just need to make sure everything's pulled tight and nothing is here shorting out the fence. Nothing stuck in the snow, no tree limbs in it. All the way down here. Okay. All the way down to where it is stuck in some snow. So we'll pull this out, snatch it out of the snow here. Still stuck in the snow right there. This is where the deer got into the fence. And you know, deer are a constant hassle on any property around here. They're just destructive. They tear things up. And I know. The deer were here before me, but still doesn't make it any easier when they tear your fences up like this by running into them, getting their legs hung in them and stuff. So this guy is gonna go right there. And actually this section of fence is gonna come down. That's gonna go right there. And that is my run all the way up to the shop building there. Now I've got a run that has to go from here and encapsulate these hay bales. So I've got to move all of these fence posts over that way just a little bit. These are strain right pigtail step in post that just steps right in the ground. We'll go right off of that edge and we're going right to that corner right there, just like so. Just that simple. One, doot, 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 all the way around. So let's get this out of my shoe. I need ice in my shoe. What we got in there? I don't know what it was. Cat food probably. Here's the line that was torn down by the deer. We'll pull all three of these posts up and I'm gonna take them over and put them on the other side of the hay bales. It's a bit of a chore right there. Originally, the fence line went a different direction. It used to go straight through underneath this power line and connect up over here. What we're doing now is just bringing it straight along through here. And I've got the hay bale unroller parked right here. We won't be using that today, but I can pull in and access my hay bales. I've got enough room to turn around right here. So that's the goal. One more fence to check. And we're actually gonna run over and pull up some posts real quick. Then we're gonna start setting out hay bales. Clear prop. Honda. Zoom, 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 zoom. Kind of want to do a donut right here. Kind of feeling like the need's there. Yeah. It gets too good a traction. Okay, maybe not. There we go. We back in the 4x4. them cows are getting bored over there, mooing and carrying on. We got to get them moved pretty quick here. They're hungry. We want to wait till they're hungry before we move them. Why? So they move. Pulling it snug. Loopy loopy right there. Bam! Look at that, boy. No. Can't play my guitar without my guitar string. The new section of electric fence is going to be powered by a car battery, and we're using a fence controller. It's over here on the other side of the farm right now. Super simple, very easy to move, and I like it. I will have a solar setup over here on this side of the farm eventually, but here's what we got. This is a Starkline charger, and we'll just unhook this stuff, get it ready to go. That's what hooks to your battery. Spring's starting to get a little janky in there. Might have to shoot a little WD-40 in there. And we'll pop this guy off. And then that's going to be our electric fence controller for this new section of fence. We're going to head way up on that ridge. We're going to take the four-wheeler up there first, clean up my mess. Then we're going to grab the tractor and set out all these hay bales. While we're over here on this side of the farm, let's check on these chickens here. George likes to farm. He likes to do a little bit of this stuff, so we're gonna make sure the chickens have water and food, but we'll leave George a few chores over here. These are my pasture sanitators here, sanitation crew. Got water, good to go. They can eat snow for water as well. We got water in that one as well. And there's plenty of chicken feed on the ground out here, and the feeders are still full. We're in good shape there. I will say that my door, my chicken coop door, is acting, it's a little bit on the fritz. You can see it's kind of hung up right there. That's the Chick Cozy chicken coop door. I don't know, it must have got hung on something. But we're gonna be moving these chickens as soon as I get back in town, because I need to. Look at all the buzzards flying around. All the stuff that died during the snowstorms starting to thaw out. Them buzzards is eating, boy. Bye, chickens. Bye, birdies. Birdie, birdie, birdies. We're at the old fence line right here, and I'm just going to take up a post. I have a whole pile of posts when I get done with this activity, so we'll ride along, hopefully take up all these posts. All right, we up here next to the cows now, baby. Good stuff. Got a little bit of trash to pick up here and some fence posts so the cows don't get hung up in it. Look at all the manure. Good gracious. So we'll come in here with a drag harrow after we move the cows out. Once it dries up a little bit, and we'll run the drag harrow through here, so stay tuned for a future video. Gotta spread that nutrient out. This fence line right here is currently energized, but will not be energized once we get done because the cows will have no need to go back up through here. They simply won't go. Pretty neat. They will stay down here where all the hay is, and where we'll unroll the rest of the hay for the rest of the winter. Right, kids? By the way, this is Sweetie. Hey, Sweetie. Hey, girl. There you go, buddy. The more I try to plan ahead, the more it puts me behind. I put all these fence posts over here because I knew I'd be over here running some fencing. I didn't know the cows were going to be stranded up here in this pasture for so long due to all the snow. So I put all this stuff over here in preparation for today's move. However, there was a row of hay bales from there to there, 3 rows deep. I got them all fed to them. That's a lot of hay. That's a lot of manure. I think we had 90 bales over here, and you guys do the math of how much carbon that brought to the soil. 90 bales at about anywhere from 800 to 1,000 pounds a piece. Let's just say 800 just for giggles. That's a lot of carbon on the soil. And carbon is what's coming out of them cows' butts. All right, we packed up on the Honda. We packed up there. We got to get the tractor, bring it back over and set all those hay bales out, and this hay bale. This hay bale is sitting out in the middle of nowhere because I got stuck. While I go get the tractor, I'll show you guys me getting stuck. Good gracious. Trying to overcome the weight of this hay bale right here. Come on, buddy. Contact. This is the first time they've been moved in, gosh, a month and a half? I'm gonna say a month and a half, something like that. I need to confirm. We're gonna leave that there, and first one's through. Come on! Come on, babies! The first thing they're gonna do is go for that green grass. That's what they really, really want. Awesome. There we go, baby. Got a few more bales to set out. I figured I'd just go in and let them start working their way through. Now that was a day of work. Believe it or not, it took me about 5 hours just to make sure the fences were right and get these hay bales out. Cows are super happy. Did you guys see the babies playing in the pasture? Way cool. They have never had this much room to run, and well, most of them haven't, and that's pretty cool. So I'm excited to head out on the road and get you guys some good footage from the farm show. Let me know what you want to see. I don't know what you guys want to see from the farm show. I like new equipment. I like to see what technology is bringing us. So I think it's pretty fun. I'm worn out and I'm about to starve to death. I am super hungry right now. I got to close this gate up. You guys can see the difference in the pasture behind me versus the manure covered pasture that's right here. Every single one of those manure pats is going to be spread out. There'll be a layer, probably that deep, of awesome topsoil that we're building right here on the farm. We have some of the worst dirt, or I say dirt because it's not soil, some of the worst dirt on the farm is right here in this section of pasture. It's just absolutely horrible. You guys see this broom sedge or broom straw is what we call it around here. It's absolutely horrible. The pH in my soil was 4, and the biologic material was not 3%, it was 0.03%. In other words, we're working with a lot of rocks. Thank you guys so much. Be sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you'll come on back and see me here on the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. Hit that little bell icon, it'll notify you when I post a new video, and we'll keep on keeping on. Hook that gate back. Come on, buddy. Get it, bud. There we go. Thank y'all. Have a great day. Woo! Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Then we're going to start setting out hay bales. Then we're going to start setting out hay bales. We're going to shoot new shibba-dooch. Okay, man, we got the problem here. This is the problem. That stick and that stick. Anymore, we good. I don't want to do a donut right here. Bam! Look at that, boy. Can't play my guitar without my guitar string. I'm so hungry. Me so hungry. What do you think of my vest? I feel like Aladdin. Just rub my tummy. Oh, gas came out. Thank you, Milwaukee Tool. Tell you what, it was a long day. It's a pretty hard day. Not that bad. Sure beats sitting in a cubicle. Guys, if you dream of farming, if you dream of building a place like this, follow your dreams. It's important. Follow your dreams. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. See you next time. Are we good? Put her down, Buford. She's sucking mud.